I'm going to give you some tips on cutting. Now, if you're going to cut out something, you can use big scissors, but they're harder to control because your eyes tend to look at the end of the blade instead of where you're actually cutting, which is here. So a lot of times you'll misjudge where you're cutting because you're looking here. So it's easier to use smaller scissors. Now, if you're going to cut a circle, it's a good idea to think of it as driving on a freeway. So to get over here to this freeway, I need an entry ramp so that I come in at a good angle. So I'm going to draw an entry ramp to get onto this freeway. And that'll leave me right there at the right angle to cut around this circle. And another thing I'd like to point out is if you're driving, you always want to maintain a continuous steady speed, because if you're stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting, it just doesn't work out very well in that traffic. So a steady speed. And you always want to try to keep your scissors pointing upwards, sort of in the direction of the ceiling. Because if you get to the top of this line and the top of the hill, and then you start cutting down this way, you see where my wrist is? That's a very awkward position to try to cut in with your wrist bent down like that. So it works out much better to turn your paper as you cut so that you're always basically cutting in an upwards direction. So let's try this. I'm going to come in on my entry ramp. I'm maintaining a smooth, steady speed. And I'm getting to the top of this hill, and I don't want my wrist in that bad position, so I'm going to shift my paper in my hand. And now, see, I'm still cutting upwards. And now I'm just about to the top of the hill, so I'm going to turn my paper again. Still cutting upwards at a smooth, steady speed. At the top of the hill, turn my paper. I'm almost finished here. And there we go.